Hey look guys, I'm Jay Garrick. Hey, what's going on you guys? Welcome to Draw 2. My name's Ramny and today we're going to be drawing the Flash from The Flash. Well, technically, he is the Flash from Earth 3, named Jay Garrick. When they announced that they were going to do a new Flash TV series for the CW, I got pretty excited about it. I was a fan of The Flash that came out in the 1990s, starring John Wesley Shipp. And when I heard that John Wesley Shipp was going to be cast in some sort of role in The Flash, it was pretty exciting. It's nice for this new TV show to, pay honor to the old TV show that came before it. So John Wesley Shipp, who played The Flash in the original 1990s TV show, was cast to play Henry Allen in this brand new TV series. But then the character of Henry Allen died, and then in the show they introduced Jay Garrick, who turned out to be Zoom pretending to be the real Jay Garrick. Turns out Zoom had impersonated Jay Garrick from Earth 3 to become the Flash of that Earth, but then the truth emerges and the real Jay Garrick finally comes out, and turns out that he is the doppelganger, or looks exactly like Henry Allen. So now we've got John Wesley Shipp playing the Flash once again. Does that sound confusing? Because it's kind of confusing, but that is pretty awesome, I would say. So for this Jay Garrick tutorial, what you guys need as usual is a pencil, an eraser, any type of white paper, and a black pen or two so you guys can ink afterwards. As you're watching this tutorial, remember that you can pause at any time so you can catch up on your drawings. Remember, we all draw at different speeds, so find a pace that works for you and stick to it. And also, remember that if your drawings look different than mine, that is completely acceptable. Having said all of that, let's jump into the tutorial. Before we begin, I just want to show that my paper is in portrait mode. We're going to be drawing Jay Garrick that way, and we're going to start off by drawing his head, and it's going to be about this big on my paper. You can't see all of my paper right here, but I'm going to be drawing it a little bit above the center. Here's my center right here. I'm going to draw it a little bit higher than that. And the first thing, as always, is I draw a circle, and this right here is about a good size circle that I want. And from that circle, of course, I draw two lines going down, and that's going to be the size of the face. I have it kind of tilted this way, so it's not exactly straight up and down, so it's tilted a little bit, and you'll see that later on when we draw the hat. The hat's going to be a little bit tilted as well. Now I draw the jaw, and the jaw is, well, it's a square jaw, and by that I mean it's got a flat bottom part right there. All right, now let's go over here and let's just fill in some of the hat, and the hat kind of just expands like that. And in the base of the circle here, we're gonna make this look a little bit better later on, but try to make your hat be in the same angle as the rest of the face. And so what you want to do is you want to create this shape that almost looks like Saturn, the planet, I mean. Like that. I'm gonna erase the inside. You don't have to do yours just yet, but I'm going to erase the inside just to make things more clear. Okay, now from there I'm going to go over here and I'm going to start drawing the shoulders. It goes down like this right there. And before we continue, let's draw just on the right side, bottom right of his face, we're going to draw the shoulder muscle, and we're just going to draw it as a circle like this, and you don't want to make that circle too big, so this is about a good size for it. Okay, underneath that I'm going to draw another circle, a little bit deformed at the bottom here. I made this flatter. Okay, so you've got those two circles, and then I'm going to draw just the top of the arm right here, the forearm. It goes along with this, and I'm going to make a shape that looks like a bowling pin that's on his side, so it gets thinner as you go this way, and it gets wider as you go to the right. Okay, and then here I'll make a little bump right there, and that's going to be the elbow. So that's the shape that we want. I'm going to leave it like that for now. Let's draw the rest of his body so that we know the proportions, so that we can get the proportions right. Okay, now let's go over here. I'm going to draw a line going down like this, and then I'm going to change direction slightly like that. So it's more of a curve. Okay, now I'm going to draw a line going down his face, just a very, very light line. And I'm going to do another guideline from the center of his chest, which is to this side, to the left side of the jaw, of the chin here. And it curves like this, and that's sort of the center of the torso. That's what we want. And then we're going to draw the chest. The chest is going to go from here. It's going to move up like that. Okay, let's move up and start doing the this arm. And go back over here to the top of his head. Just do a rounded shape like this for the shoulder. And then another rounded shape like that for the bicep. And you want to make this smaller, obviously, than this one because this is further away. And then draw a straight line. And then I'm going to draw the forearm down like that. And from the chest, I go in and then down. So it's really obvious that this is really big, much bigger than this one right here. Okay, we'll draw that, the hand and the fingers later on. Let's go over here and let's start shaping this. Okay, I'm gonna first draw a curve like this, and that's the sleeve. That's where his costume ends. And then his hand begins out like this. And then I'm gonna draw a little curve like this so it gives you a guideline where you want the knuckles to go. Okay, now I'm gonna go down here, bring it down a little bit, and then across. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to draw a line like this, and then I'm going to draw a line like that, and then I'm going to close that off, and that's going to be for the fingers. Let's divide that into 4. And you want to make this one a little bit bigger than the rest, because this one is going to show the fingers curling right here. So you want to show a little bit of the side. I'm going to draw a line down, and then at the end of that line is going to be a V shape, like that. And then I'm going to bring this line up to there. So now it looks like he's got his pinky curled in to the shape. Okay, now I'm going to round off the fingers here, like that. And then I'll do the same thing at the top. I'm going to give emphasis on the knuckle, and the way I do that is I just make it a little bit sharper than the fingers. So I just make a little bump right here, and then I draw the rest of the fingers. Okay, here's a bump, and the finger, and then lastly a bump, and then the finger. Okay, let's draw the thumb, and the thumb sticks out straight, well, straightish right there. And this one's curved like that, and that's the thumb. All right, let's go down here and kind of imagine a line going from here, going straight down like this, and we're going to draw the thigh. And we're going to draw a line like this first, and then a line going, curving to the right. Okay, now over here, kind of below where the largest portion of your forearm is, right here, I'm going to draw like a half of a football shape right there. And that's actually going to be his thigh facing away from us. Okay, now I'm going to draw a line going across. And then now I'm going to draw a line, a small line going down, change direction slightly, and then I follow this curve right there. And that creates this thigh. Okay, now I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to create a line. I'm going to outline where I'm going to put the shadow. This right here is all going to be darkened. I'm going to color that in with my Sharpie later on. Now let's go, let's go back to the face, and let's focus on giving Jay Garrick a face. Now we're going to cover the eyes. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a W. And we won't be able to see the eyes because they'll be covered by the shadow of the hat. And that's how I'm going to draw it, like that. Here, I'm going to find the nostril ends first. And then I'm going to draw a line, kind of a V right here to connect those two. And that's pretty much the nose. And what I want to do is I want to give Jay Garrick a mean look. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line across, and then I'm going to draw a line above that, so that it makes this angle like this. And then here, I just draw a little line to close that off. So that's the mouth. And then I'm going to draw a little line beneath that. So that's the lower lip shadow. I'm going to bring the chin a little bit lower down. You guys might not have this issue. So, if you feel like your chin is exactly where you want it,
feel free to keep it there. I'm going to bring the chin down, and then I'm going to give him some ears, like there and like there. So the ears are just little curves. I'm not going to give it any details or anything. Okay. I'm going to give some wrinkles on the sides of the nose here. Of course, if it looks nothing like the two actors that played Jay Garrick in The Flash, that is completely fine. Like I said, our goal is to just draw the likeness of the character and not necessarily draw what the actor looks like. Okay, now let's draw I'm just going to draw a line like this and a line right here. So this is going to be the chin or the cheek line. So I'm going to go from here and then work my way up towards kind of where it meets the ear. Same thing on the side. All right, so there's Jay Garrick. I guess it could be the good guy Jay Garrick, or it could be the evil Jay Garrick. Totally up to you. Let's give some shine to that hat, and I'm going to first draw the bottom of this helmet bulb head part. And then from that, I'm actually going to draw a little, like a wave. It's one technique that comic book artists use to make something look shiny. Little wave inside, and it follows this curve right here. So you want to make sure that that happens. Okay, I'm going to draw a little circle right here, kind of the glare from the reflection. And right here, I'm going to draw a line that follows this curve. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create this oval cutout from that line. Okay, right here I'm going to draw another line, and then from here I'm going to create lines coming out of the helmet. There you go. And then lastly, I'm going to draw that. I'm going to draw an outline inside the brim of his hat. There you go. He's got those wing ears, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn those into lightning. One of my viewers requested showing how to draw lightning as the speedsters are running, and I guess this is that tutorial. So let's draw that, and I'll show you guys how to do it. It's not too hard, but this one is hard to teach because you have to be spontaneous and you have to be random. So I'm just going to draw kind of just random lines like that. Okay, I'm going to start over here on the side, and we'll do the same thing over here. Okay, so there's two random lines, and now I'm going to follow those lines, but I want to make sure that they're not exactly the same width apart. So there's some parts that are going to be narrower and some parts that are going to be wider. Can you guys see what I mean? Okay, and then over here I'm going to divide it different ways. So it's going to converge, separate, diverge, one of those words. Okay, now I'll do the same thing here, and then here, and here, if I really want to, I could separate it again. And then, you know, if I really wanted to, I could also create some more over here. Just use your wrist and try to make it as random as you can. And divide it if you really want to, if you feel like it. And try not to make, you want to make it look like lightning, and lightning has these sharp edges right here. You don't want to round it too much. I mean, mine's a little rounded, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to make it too straight either. You don't want to make it round. Okay, so that's kind of how it goes. And on this side, I'll do the exact same thing. Go. All right, we're pretty much finished with his face. Let's now start putting details into his costume, and let's finish his hand. Let's do the costume first. This is going to be the chest, and I want to fix this up so that the chest sticks out, and then the torso kind of goes like this underneath it, or below it. Okay, now Jay Garrick has a lightning logo right here. So what you want to do is you want to lightly erase that center line and you want to replace that center line with a lightning. And I'm first going to find the center of it. So find the center, and I draw 2 lines along the center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it down that way. And then I'm going to take this right here, bottom line, and I'm going to bring it this way. Okay, now I'm going to find a spot right here, bring that line down, and then the spot up at the top, and bring that line up. And that's how you get the Jay Garrick Flash logo. Okay, I'm going to draw 2 lines right here because it's the zipper to his jacket costume. Okay, complete that. Now let's get to the arms. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the wrinkles on the armpit. So it's going to be a V like that. Okay, I'll erase the rest. Now over here I'm going to draw the bicep. The bicep muscle goes like that. And I'm going to also draw a line going in like this. Okay. I'm going to erase some more of this so you guys can see. Now I'm going to shape the shoulder. And I want the shoulder to not be too round, so I'm going to flatten this part right here. And then I'm going to connect the tricep muscle right there. So now that's his arm. Erase this part as well. I'm going to go from, you know what, let's draw the collar. He's got a little bit of a collar. And I'm just going to draw it right here, the back of his neck. I'm going to draw it twice. So that's the collar part of his costume. And now I'm going to go to the side of his face, draw a line across his shoulder. And then once you reach this actual shoulder muscle, you want to curve it like this. And then you want to bring it this way. And you want to bring it back like this. And then you want to bring it forward to the forearm. There you go. Now with the forearm, I'm going to just make a clear definition on the forearm. I'm going to draw another line right here that goes across like that. I think that's good. All right, from the forearm, we're not going to see the rest of the outline on his costume because it's actually on the other side of the forearm where we can't see. So this is just the part that we can really see in the Jay Garrick costume. There's the sleeve, the end of the sleeve. I'm going to draw from here. You guys can see that I kind of made this stick out a little bit, so it kind of gives the sleeve like this a little bit of a thickness right here. Okay, now from here, I'm gonna draw a little line going across, but not going all the way. Okay, now you see how my elbow sort of almost wants to meet that line, but it doesn't. All right, now I go across this way, and there you have his forearm. We pretty much finished with his hand. We're pretty much finished with this this part. So now all we really need to do is this arm right here. All right, we've got it all the way to there. Now let's draw the hand, and the hand goes straight down first, about that big. Okay, and then you want to draw across, curl, and go up. Okay, leave it like that for now. Let's go back up here, and then draw a line going, a small line going across, down, and then as you meet this, I want you to make a little bump like this. Okay, and then from that bump, I want you to draw a line going across like this, and then make a V shape right there, and then another V shape right there. So as you guys can see, that's the thumb. This is the thumb. Just fixing it up here, sorry. Here's the thumb, and here's the finger. I'm going to draw another line from here going down, and then I'm going to draw just the fingers over here. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, and there you have the other hand. Sorry, it's a little bit tough to see, but I just made 3 more curls right there for each of his fingers, and there you have the hand. All right, now I'm going to go back over here near the bottom of the ear. I'm going to bring it all the way to that shoulder, like that. Okay, go a little bit past that. I'm going to erase the shoulder, actually. Just erase the lines in the shoulder because you don't really need it, except for that part. Okay. Once we get here, we go past it a little bit, and then we go up like this, and we go, well, before we do anything, let's erase this part. I just erased that part right there. We're gonna redraw it later on. Now we'll go this way. Okay. And then I want it to go all the way down to the sleeve, or down the sleeve, all the way to the wrist, like that. Okay, I've got my tricep here, and then let's give this some definition now. I'm just gonna draw the bicep muscle like that. And there you go. I think that's it, you guys. Let's see, did I miss anything? You know what, I'm gonna add some shadow. If we're gonna cast some shadows underneath his helmet, we have to cast a shadow underneath his chin here. So I'm just going to create this little thing right here. It kind of looks like his jaw, because it is a shadow from his face. Because since we're casting a shadow right here, we're gonna cast a shadow right there as well. And that's the end of it, I think. That's how you draw Jay Garrick from the TV show The Flash.
And that is all the time that we have today. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you guys stay till the end of this video so you guys can click on the annotations that I have around me on this screen. If you are curious about the equipment that I use to make my videos or to do my tutorials, I have links to those in the description box below. Remember, clicking on those links helps to ensure content creators like myself are supported so that we can continue making good stuff for you guys free of charge. Question of the day: who is your favorite speedster from the CW TV show The Flash? I think there's 8 or 9 now that's been introduced, so let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below. You guys, thank you so much for participating in my 10,000 subscriber giveaway draw. If you want to know who the winners are, I have a link to that in the description below. There are 2 people that I do want to give a shout out to because in one way or another, they did not appear in the draw when they were supposed to. That's Nicholas Dexter and Joey Morgan Oliver. Shout out to both of you guys. Thank you for being good sports. And of course, thank you for subscribing and watching my videos. If this is your first time here, I would love to have you guys subscribe. Here in this channel, I show you how to draw your favorite characters in easy to follow, simple, step-by-step instructions. So if you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button just below this video. And also, if you did enjoy this tutorial, it would help me a great deal if you liked this video, commented below, or shared this with your friends in social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and on Draw2, where you can download a free coloring page of Jay Garrick Flash. Again, the link to that and all of my links are in the description below. Finally, you guys, thank you for watching, and as always, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw too. I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Remember, you guys, I'm going to be taking the 23rd all the way to the 27th off for American Thanksgiving. I'm going to spend some time with my family, and we're going to be traveling a little bit as well. So thank you for your understanding, and I will catch you guys in my next video after Thanksgiving weekend.